never guess the places that I've been. You never guess the places that I've been. 'Cause everything is like a dream, yeah, but only in that dream that I live in. I'm never gonna let the day begin. Never gonna let the day begin. 'Cause everything is like a dream, yeah, but only in that dream that I live in. Oh, don't wake me up before you go, and I'll just make this bed my home. Oh, darling, please just let me sleep. Give me my dreams. Better from above. Nothing's ever as it seems, yeah, except in that world that I dream of. Never gonna lose the ones I love. Never gonna lose the ones I love. 'Cause everything is like a dream, yeah, but only in that world that I dream of. Oh, don't up before you go, 'cause I can't face this day alone. Oh, darling, please just let me sleep. Give me my dreams. Give me my dreams. Give me my dreams.
USA Radio News, I'm Anthony Lucero. President Trump is praising John Deere during a campaign-style speech in Clive, Iowa. Trump highlighted a new John Deere factory in North Carolina, saying it's going to pay off very, very big, joking that if it doesn't, he will deny involvement.
How is John Deere stock doing? Great? All-time high? It's all-time. Everyone, I don't have to even ask the question. I mean, I made a lot of people rich.
Iowa's home to John Deere's largest global manufacturing complex as Trump continues a tour ahead of the 2026 midterms. Senate Democrats are prepared to speed up passage of 5 government funding bills to avoid a partial government shutdown.
Senator Chuck Schumer made the announcement Monday. However, the Democrats' plan will exclude funding for the Department of Homeland Security. Schumer said if Leader Thune puts those 5 bills on the floor this week, we can pass them right away. But the Senate Majority Leader has yet to detail his plan for avoiding the shutdown. John Sommers, USA Radio News.
Major trial beginning over whether social media apps harm children.
Social media is going on trial. A blockbuster social media addiction trial gets underway today in L.A. The defendants include TikTok, YouTube, and Meta, which owns Instagram and Facebook. The plaintiffs are numerous, approximately 1,600, and include not only individuals, but in many cases entire school districts. They all accuse the platforms of being harmful to children. A number of Silicon Valley CEOs, including Mark Zuckerberg, are expected to face questioning during the landmark trial.
Pinterest is preparing for its pivot towards AI with plans to reduce its workforce.
The digital pinboard company will lay off less than 15% of its staff as it moves to AI-focused roles. Pinterest is also set to reduce office spaces, with the total restructuring charges estimated at around $35 to $45 million, and plans are expected to be completed by the end of September. I'm Matt Mattinson.
From America's News Network, USA Radio News.
Business owners, are you paying high phone bills for old school systems and lousy service? StrongTel cuts your phone bills in half and turns every phone you own into a feature-rich business system. Sean Roddy, CEO of Hennings Brothers Drilling, had this to say: "We've been a StrongTel customer for over 10 years. It's great, and even includes an intercom with video to our equipment yard. I can watch live from anywhere with my smartphone. I'd recommend StrongTel to anyone. Never miss a customer call again with your StrongTel business system. StrongTel is a proud iTex partner and always welcomes your iTex dollars. You'll get award-winning StrongTel service, a business-class phone system, and cut your phone bill in half. Visit strongtel.com. That's StrongTel, StrongTel.com. It's StrongTel.
The Super Bowl is still about 2 weeks ahead, but Budweiser's already giving fans a look at their ad that will air during the big game.
The beer company released its 60-second Super Bowl commercial online. It features a Clydesdale and a bald eagle as Leonard Skinner's Freebird plays in the background. The company said it knew it had to rise to the occasion as it's Budweiser's 150th anniversary and America's 250th birthday. NBC announced back in September it sold its Super Bowl ads inventory out earlier than ever. I'm Monica Nelson.
A suspected human trafficker was shot by a Border Patrol agent south of Tucson. The FBI says it happened this morning after a traffic stop.
During the attempt to apprehend him, the subject used a firearm to shoot at a manned CBP helicopter. The subject continued to flee on foot while being pursued by CBP agents who returned fire.
The suspect has been identified as 34-year-old Patrick Gary Schlegel of Arizona. He was wanted on an active warrant with a significant criminal history. He's been listed in serious but stable condition. A domestic cat in Grant County, Washington, got the bird flu and died.
The Washington Department of Agriculture says the cat was allowed to go outside and had contact with a dead wild bird. There have been other cases where raccoons and skunks have gotten bird flu scavenging dead birds. They advise keeping cats indoors, especially during wild bird migrations. Symptoms of bird flu include lack of appetite, coughing, difficulty walking, and seizures. I'm Brad Ford.
And I'm Anthony Lucero, USA Radio News.
iLocal.net is offering a free website analysis to improve the online presence of your business. Business owners across the U.S. turn to iLocal.net to improve their search engine rankings. Search engines are constantly changing their algorithms. You need the professionals who know how to use those changes to benefit your business. Don't hope for new customers. Get found and be chosen. Visit iLocal.net/go for your free website analysis. iLocal.net/go.
At Hotshot Secret, we share the science behind common diesel problems and their solutions. For example,
Hotshot Secret Diesel Extreme.
Today's ultra-low sulfur fuels leave injector deposits causing frequent DPF regens and low throttle response. Diesel Extreme is a once every 6-month treatment that will clean your entire fuel system, including the tank, lines, pump, and the injectors.
Hotshot Secret Diesel Extreme is available nationwide at truck stops, fine farm and auto stores, and online at hotshotsecret.com.
Did you miss an episode of the Steve Sommers Overnight Drive? Or just want to relive a little bit of the magic? Don't worry. You can download the Steve Sommers Overnight Drive wherever you get your podcasts. Don't miss a single second of the show that was recently named one of the best late-night shows in America. Make sure you like and subscribe to the Steve Sommers Overnight Drive so you don't miss a single episode. The Steve Sommers Overnight Drive. Available wherever you get your podcasts or online at overnightdriveradio.com.
Another dark night on the interstate. Another 100 miles in the pouring rain. Is it worth all the time I've spent away? Another dark night on the interstate. Trying to make it right, my baby's at home, hope she's doing alright. Miss my dogs and I miss my girls, I'm 1,000 miles away from my old
Alrighty then, I do believe that is my cue to get to work. Alright, so here we go. That time once again, in the blink of an eye, we cross over the midnight hour in the Eastern time zone. So we get set for a brand new day, hump day. The waning days of January, day number 28, comes our way from time zone to time zone. And we welcome you aboard the Steve Summers Overnight Drive live from the Hot Shot Secret Studios. On another cold single-digit night outside the secret bunker. Looks like right about 4 whopping degrees at this hour. I guess I could be thankful. Well, we don't have much of a breeze, not much of a wind chill per se. But another cold night into the deep, deep south once again. Yeah, freeze warnings all the way into southern Texas. Yeah, along the Gulf Coast in parts of Louisiana. Yeah, the Florida Panhandle and deep into the heart of Florida. You scroll down. We've got freeze warnings in place. Yeah, stretching all the way south of Orlando. Coastal areas on both the east and west coast are looking at cold weather advisories, but the hard freeze warnings for the areas inland. As I said, Orlando, all the way down to Sebring, Okeechobee. You gotta be kidding me. So let's take a look at our travelers' weather. We've had a couple of nights where the radar has not really shown much precipitation. And that would again be the case as we speak. As we roll into this early Wednesday morning. Seeing a bit of rain along the west coast, portions of Northern California. You might see a little mix in areas east of, say, Seattle and Portland. A little bit of light snow and some light rain there in Portland as well as Seattle tonight. Aside from that, the lower 48, pretty darn quiet. A few flurries, maybe over eastern Kentucky and parts of West Virginia. Yeah, still seeing some bands of lake effect snow into west central New York. Yeah, Lake Erie's pretty much froze over. Some of the other lakes still have enough open waters to be producing some of those lake effect snow bands. But with these deep freeze temperatures, yeah, the lakes continue to ice over significantly. It's all about dealing with the cold, though. Hundreds of thousands still without power following the blockbuster weekend storm. And we're just locked into the deep freeze. Many cities, a long string of days where you won't see temperatures above the freezing mark at any time of day. New York City, for example, AccuWeather tells us we're currently forecasting at least a 12-day stretch of temperatures below freezing. That stretch would rank among the top 10 longest sub-freezing stretches on the record books. Not out of the question, we could climb into the top 5. The longest stretch in New York City's history, 16 days. Washington, D.C., Philadelphia, a slew of other cities in the Northeast making a run for the top 5 or top 10 with this current stretch of frigid weather. This is the first severe winter so far since back in, say, 2017, 2018, in at least New York City, Philadelphia, Allentown, PA. This winter so far classified as severe in dozens of Midwest and Northeast cities in general. Like with most conditions with the weather, in a few cases, last winter was a bit rough as well. In many southern states, there were multiple long-lasting episodes of severe cold, lower temperatures than this winter, actually, in some areas. Prior to last winter, though, and before and after 2017, 2018, many winters have been pretty mild in terms of snow and cold compared to recent decades in the Midwest and the East. Looking ahead, no end in sight. Waves of Arctic air continue to burst southeastward from Canada right through the first week, maybe the first 2 weeks of February. One such reinforcing dose arrives this weekend. It may correlate with a major storm, either along the eastern seaboard or just offshore over the Atlantic. Should this storm develop into its full potential, deep intensification, we could be talking high winds, moderate to major coastal flooding from North Carolina to England, and with the threat of wind-driven snow. Now, even where snow avoids areas that were hard hit with snow and ice last weekend in the southern U.S., this cold is just going to add to the hardship in the wake of the damage, disruptions, and those that are still without power. As of midday Tuesday, more than 500,000 customers still in the dark from Texas to Tennessee. The largest majority of those are through the heart of Tennessee and northern Mississippi. The buildup of ice on streams and rivers may have to be dealt with when a thaw finally does roll around. Anything less than a gradual thaw later this winter and spring could lead to significant ice jams, which translates to flooding concerns. Harder frost and freezes, again, headed to the Sunshine State. The wake of the storm directing this cold air down through much of the Florida Peninsula, where daily records may be challenged, dating well back into the 1900s. Sunday morning, Miami may break the record of 41 degrees that was set in the World War II era, 1945. Orlando may not only experience a hard, damaging, iguana-dropping freeze Saturday night, temperatures may dip into the middle 20s, breaking the record of 28 degrees that was set during the Great Depression area in 1936. Last time temperatures were at this level back in mid-January of 2018. If you're looking for a positive note, the real winter we're contending with the cold and snow, great news for outdoor winter sports and recreation enthusiasts. There's plenty of snow on the ski slopes, endless opportunities to make snow. The extensive snow cover has snowmobilers and cross-country skiers jumping for joy right now. Ice fishing, skating, outdoor hockey interest. Everybody can do their thing without much fear of being on ice that is too thin at this point in time with the deep cold. Now, we've been talking for several days. What about our possibility of another snowmaker in the deep south, further south than we saw last weekend? The final week of January could indeed bring another disruptive bout of wintry weather with the chance of a new storm. The cold is going to be extreme for most of the eastern half of the country. Locations in the Ohio Valley, the Northeast, the Midwest, staying below the freezing mark for the entire week. Even in Texas, the Mississippi River Valley, and the Southeast, temperatures are going to be dipping below freezing, especially during the overnight hours. The cold that's settled in the South and the East this week, that's going to help set the stage for the possibility of wintry weather, especially another winter storm this weekend. Late this week, and we're headed into midweek now, a storm's expected to strengthen along a stalled front right down toward the Gulf Coast. That'll bring the opportunity for rain and some wintry precipitation for the southeast. As early as Friday, this is the latest guidance, precipitation could begin along the Gulf Coast. Rain most likely south of Interstate 10 from Louisiana to Florida. Depending on exactly when the storm strengthens, you could see a bit of snow mix in with the rain from Interstate 10 northward across portions of Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, and Georgia. Some of those areas were hit with some of the snow and ice from the last storm. Early indications are that the most intense precipitation would largely miss the areas dealing with widespread power outages further to the north, if that's a blessing in disguise. As the storm moved eastward Friday through Saturday, precip is expected to move north as well. Rain to Florida, potentially some wintry weather to the Carolinas, especially maybe the eastern Carolinas, depending on the final track of the storm and whether or not it moves up the East Coast. There's a couple scenarios they're still looking at. If it's a weaker or slower to strengthen, it's more likely to ride along the Gulf Coast and move further out over the Atlantic before making that turn to the north. In that scenario, snow would be likely in parts of the Carolinas and Georgia. Widespread heavy snow, much less likely in areas like the Northeast and most of the Southeast. A stronger storm on the other side of the coin, more likely to turn northward sooner, increasing the risk of snow across the entire eastern seaboard. Rapid strengthening could turn into a full-fledged nor'easter, bringing the risk of more widespread heavy snow from the mid-Atlantic and New England, stronger winds even than the last storm, especially along the coastal areas. A storm that's exceptionally quick to strengthen could track enough west to bring significant snow to the Appalachians, from Georgia and North Carolina to Pennsylvania, New York, and New England. Now, even if a more moderate storm unfolds and tracks within, say, a couple hundred miles of the mid-Atlantic and the New England coast this weekend, you will contend with increasing winds. How intense and close the storm tracks determines the strength of those winds and the severity of coastal flooding and beach erosion from North Carolina to Massachusetts and Maine. They say if a bomb cyclone were to unfold, rapid intensification and track close, we would be talking moderate to possibly major coastal flooding. But meanwhile, a reinforcing wave of cold air again will follow this storm, keeping our temperatures locked well below average for the first week or maybe 2 weeks in the month of February. Sub-freezing temperatures diving once again as far south as central Florida, bringing the potential for a damaging freeze for some of the citrus crops in that region. 19 past the hour. There's your traveler's weather around the country. I can't imagine being stuck out there in these cold conditions for, say, 20, 30 hours. That had been the case. So we talked a couple nights ago about Interstate 20, and as of this past morning, Tuesday morning, there were numerous vehicles, indeed, stuck in those sort of conditions and had been there for many, many hours. This from the Louisiana State Police, that they had continued working to clear stalled vehicles, trying to get the traffic flowing after many stalled commercial vehicles and icy conditions left a large number of truckers stranded for hours on I-20 in the northern part of the state. As I mentioned, Tuesday morning, state police announced troopers were working with the National Guard, the Department of Transportation, and other agencies checking on stranded drivers, in some cases having to bring fuel and water to help reopen I-20. The I-20 traffic backlog tracing all the way back to Monday, when state police said numerous commercial motor vehicles became stalled in the travel lanes, resulted in traffic coming to a standstill in several areas. And part of the effort included the National Guard having to bring in heavy-duty wreckers and other vehicles to assist those stalled commercial vehicles to help get the traffic moving again. The Shreveport Times reports some drivers say they had been stuck on I-20 since Monday afternoon. At that point in time, they were saying avoid I-20 in northern Louisiana as the crews and drivers continue to battle black ice and other winter conditions. That's the latest update I could find. I have no current to the moment information. If things are back moving there on 20 throughout the day, I presume they had made some progress to get things reopened, but what a mess.
Want to put your business on a brand that is heard in some of the biggest radio markets on some of the biggest radio stations in the United States? Or maybe you want to have your brand take advantage of the explosive growth in podcasting. Why not do both? The Steve Summers Overnight Drive offers the best of both worlds and is ready to put your business at the front of everyone's waking thoughts.
I'm sorry, am I moving too quickly for you?
Well, at least you'll be on their mind in there somewhere. For sure, the Steve Summers Overnight Drive was recently named one of the top 15 late-night shows in America. So advertising on the Steve Summers Overnight Drive will put you in front of the very clients you want to walk through your front door. Interested? Maybe you want to take a test drive, kick the tires, do a sample tasting, which might be kind of gross. Get details at overnightdriveradio.com or email rwild@lubricationspecialties.com. And let's put the Steve Summers Overnight Drive to work for you today.
Well, we're off the air. For good, I think.
It's no secret, today's diesel isn't as good as it should be. Diesel lacks lubricity. That can lead to fuel system failure, costing thousands in repairs. But you can prevent those issues with Hot Shot Secret products. Clean injectors, boost cetane, increase fuel economy while adding 4 times more lubricity than the leading competitor. Claims proven by real-world use and confirmed by third-party ASTM testing. Available nationwide at truck stops, farm and automotive stores, and online at hotshotsecret.com. Hot Shot Secret. Powered by science.
Did you miss an episode of the Steve Summers Overnight Drive? Or just want to relive a little bit of the magic? Don't worry. You can download the Steve Summers Overnight Drive wherever you get your podcasts. Don't miss a single second of the show that was recently named one of the best late-night shows in America. Make sure you like and subscribe to the Steve Summers Overnight Drive so you don't miss a single episode. The Steve Summers Overnight Drive. Available wherever you get your podcasts or online at overnightdriveradio.com.
Alrighty, well, I trust your week's going well. How's the traffic moving out there? Yeah, I know the night after night we see some of that daytime melting and then the black ice returns once again. Somebody just asked any info about a nasty crash on 65 in Indiana this past day. The headlines say it was an overturned semi that blocked I-65 south of Franklin, Indiana. So that was the backup this past day. I mean, in our area, I know we had Interstate 75 was shut down this past morning or midday. Portions of the Loop 275 were shut down for hours with 3 tractor trailers getting tangled up together. It's the black ice. A road may look like you're down to the asphalt. There's not a guarantee. Really, the bridges and overpasses especially got to continue to watch. But hello to Philly Dan, checking in from the city of brotherly love. Hey, I've got a message for ICE, he says. Head over to the Newcastle Farmers Market next. Hint, hint, you're welcome. Okay. Saddle up, nocturnal listeners. The midnight hour. What day is it? What day is it? 4 degrees, Harrison, Ohio. Freezing temperatures here to stay. Snuggle up. To whomever, whatever, keep those toes warm. Hello, Gerald. He says, Horsefeather's favorite Somalian congresswoman. That's Ilhan Omar. Allegedly attacked. Something sprayed on her. Do you believe it or not? Yeah, that is a factual story. There was like a town hall meeting taking place this past afternoon or evening. Someone on the front row had some sort of a liquid in a syringe. Approached her, sprayed it on her. I have not seen, I know they brought forensics teams in to check. She refused to leave immediately. She continued speaking. After the individual was apprehended, handcuffed, he's now been charged. I think it was 3rd-degree assault. Some of the people said it was a stinky liquid. It smelled like vinegar, they say, but That's all the details I've had in regards to that as far as what that chemical may have been. But he jumped out of he was sitting in the front row, got up right about the time Ilhan Omar was demanding that Kirsty Noem either be impeached or fired. More on Kirsty Noem. Apparently she had a rather lengthy one-on-one sit-down meeting with the president on Monday. President Trump this past day said he's not going to remove her from her position. All right, like I said, more details ahead. Top of the morning, Santa Claus checks in, 48 degrees in Sacramento, California. Thanks for the update, Santa Claus. I'll gladly send you 4 degrees if you'd like. Good afternoon. Larry, hammer down, be safe. We're back on track tonight. Looks like 16 degrees, rolling 87 north in New York as we head toward Schenectady tonight. John Rixby, morning, Mr. Steve, the overnight family. Well, happy hump day. Cold temperatures, wind chill here on the roads. Roads are getting better. The interstates are in better shape. Everybody truck safe out there on the road tonight. Let me see. Pappy update. SpaceX Falcon 9 Stage 1 just touched down safe, and I guess they had a Starlink launch here within the half hour. I'll get to more of our listening friends checking in here as we roll into a new day. Shall we make it official? It's the Steve Sommers Overnight Drive.
USA Radio News, I'm Anthony Lucero.
I just gave the farmers $12 billion because they were treated unfairly. We're taking in a fortune with tariffs.
President Trump says he loves the American farmer. In a Fox News interview at the Trump Machine Shed, that's in Urbandale, Iowa, Trump highlighted his $12 billion farm aid package announced last month.
Anybody in this room get any of it yet? Yes, yeah. A lot of people. It's a lot of money. And you know what? You deserved it. But we're taking in so much money from the tariffs that we can do that.
Farmers have lost billions in soybean sales amid stalled trade talks with China, but Trump says the aid is due to the Biden-era policies, not his tariffs. Wall Street closed mixed.
At the closing bell, the Dow Jones Industrial Average lost 409 points. The S&P 500 rose 28 points. And the Nasdaq gained 215 points. I'm Sarah Lee Kessler.
From America's News Network, USA Radio News.
Commerce moves fast. Your business should too. If you're not on the first page of search results, you're losing customers. Out of sight, out of mind is true. Don't let that be you. iLocal.net has helped local businesses dominate search results since 2009. For a limited time, iLocal.net is offering a free website analysis to improve the online presence of your business. Local business owners across the U.S. turn to iLocal.net